Gaffer, your first full week with the lads, how's it been with them?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think I was pretty annoyed after the game, and so were the players, to be fair, last week. Probably a little bit harsh after the game, I think, because it was so raw in terms of, I think we use the word soft. I think more naive. I think I was so annoyed, and everyone was annoyed. The players themselves just. It was a game, I think, with the stats, I think we had a 6% chance of losing, and we've ended up losing the game. That's the most frustrating, because we should never have lost that game in a million years. The chances we had, they had no chances at all. Obviously, subsequently, I've been told, obviously, it's pretty much been the same all season, really. We've not scored enough goals. So we had we had a sort of a clear the air, not clear the air, more of a, an honest and open chat early part of the week with the players. And to be fair, they've been outstanding in terms of this week. Training's been really good. Even the 3 games, I think performances have been really, really good. Shape off the ball's been fantastic. We've got better on the ball in every game, like the Newport game. So we controlled the games, sort of Grimsby and Doncaster off the ball. The Newport game, we controlled the game both on and off the ball. We created chances, so that's the most pleasing thing. And now I know we've talked about belief, confidence, being brave, etc. Now we've got to take more risks in terms of our actions in the final third. Especially, we've got to be more ruthless in both boxes in terms of keeping the ball out of our net. 2 mistakes and 2 set pieces we've conceded. So we haven't been opened up in open play. But then again, I think I've seen a stat the other day, we've only scored 3 goals in open play in 10 games. So, there's a lot to work on, but we've definitely got the ability in the squad. I really, truly believe that. And obviously adding Wits into that, I think we've got goals in there. We just have to take more risks and probably being more brave in those sort of areas, and having shots. Got his goal the other week at Tranmere when he's a deflecting or an own goal into the box. That can happen. And it gets the crowd up on their feet, etc. So we've worked a lot. There's a long-winded sort of answer this is, but we've worked a lot this week on that, and hopefully we can see that on Saturday.
Do you really feel that with the full week you've managed to be getting these messages across and seeing that difference that you've had with them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've, like I said, it was a pretty open and honest conversation with them all on Monday, Tuesday, in terms of how we've seen this season and how they've, with the ability in this squad, we've massively underachieved, and I think we know that, and that's not blaming anyone. That's them trying to take accountability. That's me trying to take accountability in the 3 games I've had here. We're really open and honest of how we want to go forward. And since then, the lads have been brilliant since I've been coming, really. But the intensity's gone up. Smiles on faces. Training's been really, really good. Seen a lot of shots, goals flying in, which is important as well. They work extremely hard, so I'm never questioning that at all. We've just got to stick together, stick to what we all believe in now, and we'll have a right go from now on in.
I suppose importantly for you as head coach to have so many bodies out there this week. I mean, it's going to be a pretty.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm a massively overthinker. So after the game on Saturday, I don't think I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, thinking about my team for this Saturday, and ultimately thinking of players I'm going to be leaving out. That's just me. I think probably about that more than I do the actual team, because it's tough. I've been in them positions. We've got a relatively big squad, so players are ultimately going to miss out. But I said to them this week. Has everybody done enough to keep their shirt? Not just the 3 games, I'm talking about the whole season. So I think there has to be a little bit of accountability from everybody. So that is tough. I know it's brilliant that everyone's out there, and all the injuries are coming back. I think there's only Katia who's not fully trained this week. 1 or 2 have had niggles this week as well, who haven't sort of trained, but hopefully should be all right come Saturday. So it's brilliant that everyone's out there, which is good because it drives the intensity up. Everyone wants to be in that 11 on Saturday, but obviously gives me massive headaches and sleepless nights. But that's who I am. That's how I am. I don't want to let people down in terms of that. But I've got to make sort of harsh decisions. at times, and yeah, we go from there.
And this week also means down to 6 subs. But
Yeah.
with your background of coming from the National League and the league below that as well, are you used to that kind of situation?
6 subs is fantastic. I'm used to, when I was at Banbury, I think we had 1 sub, and that was the physio. So 6 subs is great. There's been some stats in terms of us when we go behind, not coming back to equalise. The opposite stat of when we score first. We tend to go on and win matches, but with this sort of, obviously, if we concede first, that's when subs become really, really important. Well, both, obviously, subs become important if we're winning the games, to see games out, etc. Or when we're conceding, we need the subs, the finishers, so to speak, to come on and try and change the game. So, it's a massive part, having a really good, strong bench as well. Like I said, I think we've got a really good and big squad. And the bench will come to fruition, hopefully, in the coming weeks and months. So it's important to have that kind of big squad as well, and apart from what I was saying earlier, so everyone can take responsibility then, whether you're starting or on the bench. I think we've got a really good squad at the minute to go and do both.
And as another player that you touched on earlier, entering the ranks, Ben Whitfield, how pleased are you to get a player of his calibre in the building?
Well, I'm really pleased. I know, obviously, the fans are going to be really pleased to have Wits back. I've known of him, obviously. Obviously people at the club couldn't speak highly of him. Obviously, top goal scorer last year. Probably timing-wise and how we play, I think he fits perfectly for me, for the club, and where we are at the minute. We're talking about we need to score goals. And he's one, he scores goals, but he's not afraid. When I'm talking about bravery and taking risks, he's not afraid to have a go, which is great. And I think which is what we need. We created a lot of chances last week, really good chances, and we just need someone to put the ball in the back of net. Sometimes when we least expect it, when we're not playing well, and we just need a goal. So he's going to be really important for us. I think it's give everyone a lift at the training ground. It should hopefully give the fans a lift, and everyone should be excited on Saturday to see him, and hopefully he can score some goals for us.
And speaking of Saturday, it must feel like a really big clash, and it must feel like you say, a real fight this weekend. Yeah,
it's a really big game. We know that. I think last week's probably made it even more of a bigger game, where they are in the league. Obviously, they've got an experienced, fantastic manager, really good manager, obviously at this level and above. So we know it's going to be really hard. It's made them a little, harder to beat. They're probably a little bit similar in terms of their expectations of the season. They've, obviously because of the change in manager, they've probably dropped below where they expect to see themselves. So it's going to be a really good game, really big game for both teams. But like I said, one we're thoroughly looking forward to. I think we've had a really good week. Hopefully we've learned from what we've done in the last 3 games. We can take loads of positive from the last 3 games. People I've spoke to, I've said how well we have done in the last 3 games. So hopefully we can further that in terms of scoring goals and taking them chances that we're trying to create lately. And it should be a good game. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Top man.